Hey everybody, Chief Meteorologist Brad Petovich here with the WCNC Weather Impact Team. Okay, so we've had some flurries lingering this evening. They have finally begun to push out of the area, but temperatures are falling quickly. These are the current temperatures at 9 o'clock, and you can see most everybody is below freezing. There's nobody that's really above freezing. It's either at or below. So we're starting to see that dreaded black ice show up in some locations. Pretty much anything wet tonight will have the potential to refreeze. For that reason, we still have winter weather advisories in effect for most of our area. This is partially in effect because of the refreeze, but also we're expecting some additional snow early in the morning, which I'll talk about momentarily. Let's look at the temperatures. There's a look at the temperatures and radar. I'm going to widen this out. I will tell you, just from the observations at the surface, being outside and seeing some, there are still some very light flurries. If you look in a light, you'll see them continuing to fall. And out here, we're certainly getting some snow continuing. But as you get into eastern North Carolina, that's where you're still seeing some heavy snow. And that's probably a part of the state I would not advise traveling right now because of just how much snow we've seen. But in our area, it's coming to an end pretty quickly. Now, what I'm watching next, though, is what's upstream. Let's look up to the northwest. What I mean by upstream is this thing right here. Look what's going on here. We've got a little clipper type system that's going to dive in here, and this is going to arrive tomorrow morning between 7 a.m. and about 10 a.m. and this is going to set the stage for potentially another burst of snow in the morning. When we look at the water vapor loop, you can see it clearly, this disturbance. You see this right here, this little spin? It's almost like a clipper type system that will be diving down. Now the difference with this rain, or this snow I should say, it's not rain, this snow, it's not going to be like today. And the reason I was jumbling my words there is because today, you heard me refer to today as white rain, because when it was snowing during the afternoon, it wasn't doing anything to the roads. It was just making them wet. It was sticking on the grassy surfaces. This is different. This is going to fall when temperatures are in the 20s, so it is likely going to stick pretty quickly. So let's look at the hour-by-hour future cast, because this is going to be really telling on how things go. So we'll go through tonight. There's 2 a.m. Right around 5 in the morning, notice what happens. We start to see some of the first snowflakes in the mountains. Look at these temperatures too. It's in the teens in the mountains, and look at across the Piedmont. Everybody's in the 20s. I think this might be a little too warm. And about 7 a.m. it starts to snow. Now, again, this isn't going to be a blockbuster snow event. We're talking maybe a half an inch, dusting to a half an inch. But unlike the snow that fell today, every flake here potentially could stick to any surface, including the roads. We'll go through time, and you can see 8 to 9 a.m. it's still over us, moving through. It could take until about lunchtime for it to completely move through, and maybe not until the afternoon. So there's delays tomorrow, right? A lot of school delays. Don't be surprised if they get extended, because I'm just going to tell you, school systems see snow falling, they don't want to send the buses out regardless of what's happening. It's just, I think you might see some decisions made during the day tomorrow. And then the cold settles in. The cold is the next part of this. Tomorrow night, look at these lows, okay? I'm going to go all the way to Friday morning. Look, I mean, that's brutal right there. We're talking single digits in the mountains. I think teens, the low 20s, with wind chills, northwest wind, making it feel colder than that. So how much snow could we potentially see with this second burst? Now again, this does not include any snow that fell today, which was about a trace to a half an inch to almost an inch. It was a trace to an inch today. I'll show you the totals here in a minute. But tomorrow, that little burst moves through right there in the morning. And if you look carefully, that's a trace to an inch, but there's some darker grays in there. The darker gray, what I mean by darker grays, if you see these little shades of gray, like right there, there's one there, one there, one there. If you look carefully, that's approaching 2 inches. So the white is a trace to an inch, and I don't think we'll see 2 inches, but kind of shows you the potential there of that burst, because it's going to be all snow and it's going to stick pretty quickly. Now, I said that doesn't count the snow that already fell. So how much snow has fallen today? These are some select totals from our area. You could see Davidson came in with almost an inch, Kannapolis almost an inch, half an inch Troutman, Cherryville half an inch, Charlotte officially 0.2 of an inch, which for the season now puts us at 1 inch. So the timeline for tomorrow is going to tell you everything you need to know about the morning commute. It is going to be slick. The rain or the snow chances, I keep saying rain, the snow chances right there between 7 and 9 a.m. In temperature. Look at the temperatures, 20s to near freezing. So this is all going to stick. It could take until about right there for things to improve. So just be prepared for that tomorrow. We could see that potential 32 by 6 o'clock, by the way. just be prepared for that tomorrow. For all these reasons, we want you to stay weather aware tomorrow. It's definitely a day that we could potentially see some slick roads in the morning, overnight into the early mornings, black ice, a burst of snow, and stay weather aware. And the biggest issue is going to be travel. Today was, a lot of hubbub. I know it was a lot of hubbub, but it wasn't really the main event as far as road conditions. Tomorrow morning will be the most impactful. And because today was kind of a, what we expected, not a big deal road wise, tomorrow I think could catch some people off guard. So just be prepared. We've got that secondary system on the way. Let's go back and look at that one more time just to show you. Yes, it's still on the way. This will be arriving tomorrow morning between 7 and 10 a.m. So be prepared for this little burst of snow, which is right there next to my head, right over the Ohio Valley. This is what's going to be arriving tomorrow morning between 7 and 10. Stay safe, stay weather aware. We'll have an update tonight at 11. Of course, you can count on me to post updates all over social media and online. We'll keep you weather informed.